All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the 307 podcast. Well, me and Chili are out on a little adventure here. What you got to say, Chili?
Well, it's definitely been an adventure. And I just want to say, hopefully the volume of my microphone will be better this time than episode 1 of Tinfoil Hat with Chad and Chili.
This is Tinfoil Hats on the road with Chad and Chili. Yeah, well, we might release this one first. We might release the other one second.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't made my mind up yet. But
oh, well, sorry.
We're taking a little ride, me and Chili are. We're on a little adventure. And we've got these little lav mics, and we're trying to do this podcast because obviously we can't be in our studio if we're on the road. So if you're tuning in for the first time, understand that the audio quality here on this episode will be not as good as it should be. But I hope you guys will bear with us. I hope you enjoy hearing about whatever happens, because this little adventure is just unfolding, and we've already had quite the experience. So, you know, when me and Chili roll, we just roll on the fly, man. We don't make all these plans about where we're gonna stop and where we're trying to get to and all this stuff. We just like to get on the road and drive and explore and figure out where we're going along the way. So last night, man, yesterday, everything rolled on pretty well, man, right up until the evening.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought it was a smooth day.
Yeah, we had a smooth day. I mean, we knocked back. We got to see some new country, knocked back some miles, and it was all going good until we decided it was time to bed down. And now how we decided that was Chili was driving. I drove for about, I don't know, 8-9 hours, Chili?
Yeah, the majority of it.
I turned the wheel over to Chili, and he got about 3 hours in, and we found out yet again he has no bottom end. He looked over, he got to swerving on the road and just got a little slump back in his seat there, and he said, "Son, it's about time to shut this unit down." and I thought, "Darn, son, you just started driving." And we decided to swing on into a camping area, because I sleep better in my tent than I sleep in a hotel room. I don't like hotel rooms. And we pulled off in this camping area, man. Beautiful spot, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I thought it was an awesome spot. I thought it was gonna work out great.
I did too. I mean, it was nice. I mean, it was like a conservation natural area where people can ride horses and hike. And I thought, well, we'll pull in here and camp, and we'll get up in the morning and run. So we go to setting camp up. We pull in there, not far off the interstate. You know, we're going through the motions. Chili's sleeping on a cot, a Vietnam era cot, open air. And I'm setting my tent up, and we get all set up. And, you know, in the process, I tell Chili, I said, "Chili, make sure you got your duty weapon on you." Chili's been issued a weapon for this adventure here. I said, "Make sure you got your duty weapon on you." I told him 3 times. We finally laid down in the bed there, and I said, "One more time." I knowed he hadn't got it because I was watching him. And we laid down in the bed there, and I looked over at him. I said, "You got your weapon on you?" He said, "No." And I said, "Well, Chili, here in a little bit, if we wake up and there's some weirdo standing here in this campsite," I said, "how's your weapon going to do you any good in a locked vehicle?" And
good point.
And I think I tried to pull it out of him last night, what was going through his head, and shortly after the old bull was proven right because the weirdo showed up, son. So, well, what were you thinking, Chili? Were you thinking we were just safe and secure?
No, clearly not. I knew we weren't. I was, I think, kind of unspoken. I was, my radar went off as soon as yours did whenever this guy pulled up that we'll get to later. But no, I just, it's not, when you first gave that to me, I was like, well, this isn't my weapon. I need to have my own weapons and everything. I got to work on getting that and whatever. Well, what the case is now, though, is that is my weapon for the duration of this trip.
That's right.
So, yeah, I mean, I just didn't think it was no big deal, because I don't know, it wasn't mine,
Well,
but
you're just inexperienced, man. I mean, when you take to these roads, when you go out into the world, you're putting your life at hazard, because you're in environments where you don't know what the threat is. You don't know if you're in a bad area. When you're in your local hometown, you kind of know the places to avoid. You know the pattern of life that's going on around there. And
well, even then
something can happen. But you can kind of, you can walk in your local deli without your gun on you if you decide you want to. It's obviously better to have it on you at all times. It's the old equalizer, is what it is. And anyhow, he gets up, gets his weapon, and we bet, and no more than he lays back down on his cot. He said, well, darn, here's somebody coming right here. And now we're on a 1,400 acre conservation area, probably about 1.5 miles off the road, in a secluded primitive campsite. And here comes somebody. He said, here they come. and here comes somebody in a little hatchback car that rolls right on through our campsite. Don't stop, slow down, nothing. Just rolls right on through, right past us, down this embankment, and off into the woods there. And I thought, that's weird. Yeah. And I said, well, that's weird. And I pulled up online. I pulled up a map of the little conservation area where we were camping at, because I thought, well, where's this joker going? Maybe it's just some kids riding through here, and this is nothing to be concerned about. And I go to looking on the map there, and that trail that he pulled down in his little 2-wheel drive hatchback car, it didn't go anywhere. There was no out. So at that point, I knew that this cat was at some point going to have to ride back out by us. And so I'm not really amped up about it at this point. I just think, well, it's some kids or something riding back through here, and I ain't going to sleep.
Well, that's exactly what I thought. We didn't even really communicate, but I was thinking, yeah, well, I ain't going to go to sleep with that, because they just rolled past us and there's nowhere to go. But I initially thought, well, you can't rule out the possibility they're just looking for a place to camp like we were, and just went past and are going to turn around and be like, oh, we can't do it here, and then roll on past. But
yeah, we were at the last campsite. It was marked on the park map, and we were at the furthest campsite. Beyond us, there was nothing. So, exactly. But yeah, I wasn't about to go to sleep knowing that joker was back in there, and knowing that he was going to have to come back out by us. And so we're laying there for probably, 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And we start to see some headlights through the woods. And Chili said, well, here he comes on back. And I thought, all right, this is good. He's gonna pull on back out of here. He must have realized he can't go that way, and we can go ahead and get us some rest. Well, what this vehicle proceeds to do is ease up real slow and stop, I'd say about 75 meters from our campsite in the woods, just out of sight. Just out of sight. We hear the vehicle stop, turn the engine off, headlights go out. Nothing else. And I thought, well, you know, even at this point, all right, I'm taking it to the next level. I'm like, all right, this is weird. You know, this guy has just stopped in this spot, out of sight of us, 75 meters from us, and now, at this point, it's just sitting in his vehicle. And so we wait, and we think, well, they're going to get out eventually and start maybe trying to set up a tent or something.
Yeah, just needed a spot.
You know, and no noise. I hear the vehicle door open and close one time, and I'm waiting for whoever this is to start making some racket or to come around the wood line into our campsite and potentially cause some problems. And after about 3 or 4 minutes, I'm like, all right, this is weird, man. And so we get up, we kind of ease up into the woods tactically. The moon was really bright. You couldn't move around out in the open without being seen. So we slipped out of camp, eased up into the woods, and made movement to where we could see down the road to where this joker was parked at. And we stand there in the woods watching him, or watching the vehicle. The individual never got out of the car. And we're looking, waiting, no lights, nothing. Finally, I told Chili, I said, look, man, I'm either going to go down here and see what this cat's doing, or we're going to pack up and get out of here, because this guy's up to no good. He's acting freaking shady. There's no reason for him to, there's absolutely no logical reason for this person to be doing what they are doing right now.
Right.
And Chili said, well, Chili made the right call. He said, we don't need to go talk to this person. You know, we just need to pack up and get out of here. And I was in agreement with that. You know, as much as we both wanted to get some rest, it's probably 12:30, 1 o'clock at this point. And we've been driving all day, tired as mess. I mean, I got bottom end, so I could have kept going, but
you were calling me useless at that point.
Oh yeah, you were useless. Now you grabbed a little gear when we were in this scenario here, and so.
Well, come on, let's go back to why I made that decision. Really, because there was two options, right? That we could have either went and engaged with this individual and basically asked him what his plans were.
Yeah, why are you acting freaking shady, man?
Because
that's what I
honestly, I was curious. I mean, I would love to have known what he would have said. But basically, the other option was to just pack up and go. And here's the reason that I, in that situation, told you that that's what I thought we should do, was because no matter what he said, like no matter how he reacted, no matter what, we were still going to pack up and leave. Because say we go down there and talk to him and he acts freaking nuts. Okay, we're packing up and leaving. We go down there and talk to him.
Potentially freaking getting in a gunfight and then we're really hung up.
Yeah, so, or he acts, he's like, oh man, I'm just doing it, whatever. Are you trusting that?
No.
I'm not either. So we pack up and leave. That was my reasoning.
No, it's great. It was the proper decision.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what he did or said, we were still pretty much going to pack up and leave.
Yeah. And I want y'all to realize, y'all might think this sounds crazy right now. Like, why were y'all concerned that you, like, it's a public, but back in the woods? Like, okay, look, sometimes things happen, and the actions of the person make zero sense, and your intuition is just telling you,
Yep.
this don't feel right. You need to listen to that, man.
Yep.
Like, you don't write that off, even if it becomes an inconvenience for you to act on that feeling you're getting that something ain't right. It's still smart to act on that and to live another day, man. And so, no, good decision, Chili. I like that your mind was going through that process as we had to do something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess a third option would have been to just ignore it, but that's the absolute worst option, so.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, there wasn't no ignoring it.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what, I mean.
It wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, not with me either.
So I'm watching. We're in the wood line watching this joker again. He's just sitting in the vehicle, and we make the decision we're going to go ahead and pack up. So Chili goes on to the back of our rig and starts packing his stuff up while I hold security, because I don't know at what point is this joker going to get out of his car and potentially approach us, and I didn't want him to get the drop on us if he did intend to do us harm while we were dicking around, or sorry about that, messing around with our gear. And so I'm holding security. Chili gets packed up. About the time Chili gets packed up, I can't stand it. I go ahead and cut my headlamp on. I wanted this joker to know that I knew that he was there. I didn't cut my headlamp on and shine him early on because I didn't want to make myself a target. But at this point, I was about to move anyways. I cut my headlamp on. I lit him up. Again, here's a middle-aged male sitting in his vehicle, just staring down an empty road. And I was like, okay, yep, this confirms. This is weird.
Yeah.
At that point, I cut my headlamp off. Chili comes up to a different position, gets some cover, holds security while I pack my gear up. And we load up in the truck. I turn. You following that to that coffee shop, Chili?
Yep.
We pull out, and when we pull out, we turn our rig towards him and light him up with our bright lights, and still, here it is. Middle-aged male sitting in the driver's side seat of his vehicle, upright, staring down an empty road. And I'm like, yep, let's get on out of here, son. So we got out, man. We rolled on out, and we were in a very rural area, obviously. We get back on the road. There's nowhere else to stop. So we're on the road for probably another 2 hours. We finally pull into a decent-sized town, and there's 3 hotels.
Nebraska City.
Yeah, 3 hotels. And, hold on, I gotta sneeze.
Oh, man.
Sorry about that, guys. We pull up to the first one, get all our the hotel manager is standing out front smoking a cigarette, and he proceeds to watch us get all our bags out of our vehicle and, you know, ease up into the lobby, and he says, if you're looking for a room, I ain't got one. I said, well, appreciate you, buddy. I wish you would have told us that when we pulled up, started unloading our bags out of our car.
Well, he didn't know we were looking for one until we came in.
Yeah, I guess so. So, I guess that's why, you know, I guess random people pull up at hotels at 2 a.m. all the time, unload their bags. But so we load the vehicle back up, pull down the road a couple of miles to the next one. It's closed. The lobby's locked. And so that one's out. So we got one left. We got to backtrack to get to it. And we walk up in this place, and they have 2 rooms available. A single king and a double queen. And I just told Chili, I said, well, This is quite obviously where Jesus wanted us to stay tonight. For whatever reason, nothing else we tried worked. I don't know, but look, man, when Chili and I go out, obviously we have people praying for us. We're out on a mission. We're going to spread the gospel, and we know that the creator of the universe is watching over us as we go forward.
Yep.
And so this is where we ended up staying, and I didn't sleep worth a crap, man. But
I did. I slept great.
I can't sleep in a hotel room.
I don't know what your problem is. I mean,
I don't know either. I mean,
Well, you sure did sleep a long time.
Well, I just laid there for a long time.
Well, we should have just got up and started driving then.
We definitely should have got up earlier.
Yeah, you
But-
slept till what? It was ridiculous.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Chili. So anyhow, that was our night last night. In lessons learned, always keep your duty weapon on you.
Yep.
Trust your intuition. Some people call it their spidey sense, whatever it may be. And have a little bottom end, man.
Well, we've come to the conclusion that I may not have bottom end, but you don't have any top end.
I ain't got no top end.
None whatsoever.
That's right.
So,
I'm lacking the top end.
So, you put us together, we do pretty good, but...
So, we're going to keep feeding y'all these episodes as the mission unfolds. I'm sure a lot more crazy stuff's going to happen. We'll keep you guys updated as regular as possible. Let's see. We recorded an episode yesterday where we answered some listener Q&As. We talked about the situation in Afghanistan, and we answered some kind of fitness related questions, and so that'll be coming out soon. I just want to let you guys know to tune in. We've dubbed this series 10 Full Hats with Chad and Chili on the road. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff, not only tell you what's going on, what kind of crazy stuff we run into, but see, look, we're trying to find a coffee shop right now so I can get some internet to post this thing. This is just life we live, man. But we're also going to do some listener Q&As too. So if you guys have questions, shoot us a direct message on 307 Project Instagram page, and we will get to your questions on these 10 full hats with Chad and Chili. There it is, right over there, Chili. You see it right there on the corner of that building?
Yeah.
This freaking dummy, man. I'm gonna get this joker straight, man.
I'm real close to getting useless again.
That top end's already wearing out, son.
Nah, this is just, sometimes the top end's still intact, but I get a little too pissed.
Look, man, I got that air roasted coffee. Look at that.
Yeah, you want to just park and go in?
Yeah, just park right there. We'll go in and release this episode.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We love you. We'll talk soon. Enough said.
This place got internet.